probably pretty surprising because I seem to be wildly obsessed with luxury items. But believe it or not, there are some items that, like, honestly, I just don't really think are worth the money or make sense for me to spend that amount of money on them. So I'm gonna go through the list of luxury items that I don't feel like spending my money on. Now, I will say a little caveat. We are welcome to change our minds. I may eat my words in the future. I'll even tell you about the ones that I've really seriously considered spending money on, but still haven't pulled the trigger. So you never know, but these are just items that right now, I don't think I want to spend my money on these luxury items. So starting out with number one is, I think, an item that pretty much everyone's got a luxury pair of, but I just can't pull the trigger, and that's sunglasses. Now, the reason is honestly pretty basic. It's not because I don't think they're worth the money. It's not because I don't think they are super cute and, deserve money to be spent on them. But I cannot hold on to not just sunglasses, but glasses in general to save my life. I am classically known for leaving them in Ubers, on airplanes, at someone's house, losing them on boats. I just cannot seem to keep my hands on any type of, I buy multiple pairs of prescription glasses a year. That's insane. And so for sunglasses, since I know I'm going to lose them, I just buy cheapos. I buy ones from the sunglasses vendors, on the street, by the beach, whatever. I'm just not going to invest a lot of money into sunglasses. And that makes me upset because I really wish that I could have a cool pair of sunglasses. I do think that they pull outfits together very nicely. And I still, even to this day, will still go try them on in stores, and I think they're really cute. But then I'm like, that's gonna be $400 down the drain. So doesn't make sense for me to spend my money on luxury sunglasses. Next is another one that I do think, again, a lot of folks tend to have and they spend their money on, but this one I honestly just kind of don't get. And those are luxury t-shirts. I'm sorry. I know I spend my money on a lot of dumb things. Dumb, relatively speaking. I know that I will spend way too much money on handbags, on shoes, on card holders. And so this is just a personal preference thing, but I just don't see the point in spending that much money on a t-shirt, because regardless of if you spend $50 on a t-shirt, $500 on a t-shirt, $1,500 on a t-shirt, at the end of the day, it can only be so good, right? I don't care what fiber that t-shirt is made out of. I don't care what filament or what material it's made out of or what's printed on it. At the end of the day, after X amount of washes, it's going to look worn, it's going to look beat up, and it's going to look like every other t-shirt. And so since there's no real extra craftsmanship that can really go into a luxury t-shirt, other than the fact that if you're paying for the logo on it, I just don't think it's a good use of money. I would much rather save a $500,000 and put that towards my next handbag than buying the next, Gucci t-shirt or Balmain t-shirt or Chanel one. So I don't know. Luxury t-shirts, they're just not it for me. Now, next up on the list is an item that's actually very different than I would say to the sunglasses one. The sunglasses one, it's I cannot keep my hands on them to save my life. And this next item is something that I don't think I want to spend my money on because I wear these into the ground, literally, and those are sneakers. So the most expensive pair of sneakers that I currently own are Common Projects, which I think are around $400, but I bought them off the RealReal, brand new, unworn, for around $200. So I wasn't even willing to spend $400 on sneakers. And those Common Projects, they're very cute, walking around sneakers. But whether they're athletic sneakers or walking around sneakers, I wear through my sneakers. All of my sneakers look like a bad word. They just look awful. I do not understand how sneakerheads are able to buy $1,000, $5,000 sneakers and not crease them as they walk. Like, it's literally impossible. And y'all know, I like to be active. I like to walk around. I like to work out. So like my sneakers get used. Like if you catch me in the gym, I am jumping up and down. Like I'll sprint. I'll use the Stairmaster. So like my poor little baby sneakers, they really just don't deserve everything that I do to them. So my sneakers get beat up. And so I don't care, I just don't care. At the end of the day, I really don't think they're a good use of money. I have really seriously considered buying luxury sneakers, and I keep telling myself like I'm gonna, I'll take good care of them. But then every time I buy even just like $100 pair of sneakers, I'm like, Lily, take good care of these, so they don't look awful after just a couple weeks. And I still always, end up walking through them, like ruining them. They're falling apart at the seams. So not gonna be spending, well, I don't plan on spending my money on a pair of luxury sneakers. I may change my mind. Like at one point, I thought about buying some Hermes ones, and I didn't because I tried them on and none of them actually really fit, exactly the way I wanted them to. So I kind of dodged a bullet there. And honestly, it probably would have been a mistake if I got them, because again, I just would have ruined them. Next up on the list is something, again, that I feel like a lot of you all have, and I feel like I'm probably gonna get some pushback for this one, but I do not believe in spending my money on logo-focused costume jewelry. Now, I'm a huge proponent of costume jewelry in general. Like, jewelry, I don't know, it just makes you feel special. Like me as a woman, it makes me feel feminine. I think it elevates, any type of outfit. And like not everyone can afford real jewelry or wants to or thinks it's practical. So like I'm a huge proponent of costume jewelry in general. I have quite a few pieces of my own, but when it comes to logo costume jewelry, I'm kind of like, okay, you're spending like $500 or $1,000, maybe even $2,000 on something that isn't real just to show off the logo. I don't know, like that just doesn't sit right with me. And I actually feel like probably the reason I kind of like started feeling this way, and no joke, was when I was back in college. I had this roommate who was all about fake stuff and like just trying to show off and looking like she, had a lot of money, and she didn't. And she always wore like fake little Chanel, like rhinestone, like CC earrings. And ever since then, whenever I see them, I'm like, okay, you got CCs on your ears. Like, do those CCs make your ear cuter? Like, in my opinion, no. Or like, for instance, like an Hermes click-clack bracelet. Like that is just saying I spent X amount of money on this, in my opinion. Now, granted, you could use that argument for anything about like handbags, shoes, whatever. But I feel like when it comes to like handbags and shoes, the quality of a luxury bag is a lot better than that of like a $50 bag. But with costume jewelry, it still tarnishes, the little gemstones fall out, the clasps break. Like you hear people complaining about their costume jewelry all the time. And so if it's something like that, you're not buying it because you love the design, you're buying it because it's like the logo piece, right, that everyone will recognize. I just kind of feel like that's not buying the jewelry for the right reason. But again, this is just my opinion, and like if you've got your little Chanel CC earrings and you love them, keep wearing them with pride. It's just me that I just feel like the logo forward costume jewelry doesn't really make a lot of sense. Now, next up on the list is a category of items that for practical reasons, I just don't think are worth the money, and those are luxury skincare items. Now, when I'm saying luxury, I mean luxury from a non-skincare, brand or designer or whatever. So like for instance, Chanel, Dior, even like certain makeup items like foundation from Hermes, things like that. I don't know if those are the right like types of skincare items to be spending my money on. Now, I fully believe in spending a lot of money on skincare. I know it doesn't look like it, but I spend a lot of money to try and keep my face clear and beautiful and glowing. But like, I want that to be like a doctor brand or like a brand that's proven to be, a skincare expert. And like, I don't know, I just don't know if like Chanel like invests the money and resources in developing like the top types of skincare items for my skin. Same with Dior. And even again, like I mentioned, like Hermes's foundation, like foundation is very hard to get right, in my opinion. Like there's one foundation that I use religiously, and it is Fenty. And it is the first and only foundation I have ever found that I believe matches my skin and that doesn't make me look cakey, it doesn't make me look oily. Like I think it is seriously like the perfect foundation. I love it. Is Hermes like a makeup expert? I don't know. Like, I don't know if their foundation really would do everything it needs to do. And for the price that they're charging, like, I just don't know if that's a good way to spend my money. I will caveat this by saying, like, I think it's different when it comes to like eyeshadow and like lipsticks and nail polishes and things like that. Because a lot of times, like, you want something because of the color that's offered and you can't get the same colors everywhere. And so, like, I personally, like, I own like some Chanel, some Dior, like lipsticks, lip glosses, you know, things like that. I don't own any nail polishes because y'all know I only wear this color gray. So I think that those are totally fine to buy from designer brands, but like I am not gonna be buying any type of lotion, serum, face wash, no type of skincare. I want someone with like a lot of degrees telling me how to fix my skin and make it like beautiful. So not gonna be buying those from Chanel or Dior. And then finally is another item for practical reasons that I'm not gonna be spending my money on, and that is luxury luggage. Now, when I say luggage, like I am talking about like suitcases, you know? I think like a keep-all, like, you know, what a carry-all, whatever. Like those are fine to like, you know, if you want one from like Louis Vuitton or whatever. I think, and actually, again, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell you all. I'm just telling you all what I think. I could totally see myself buying, you know, again, like a keep-all from Louis Vuitton or just like a big, you know, duffel bag, tote bag from like one of the top brands. But in terms of luggage, have you all seen what your luggage looks like when it comes off the conveyor belt? It looks like it's been run over half the time. I mean, it gets wet when they're transporting the bags at the airport and, you know, it's been rained on, you know, they don't cover the bags. Like I've gotten my bags back like soaking wet. They get scratched, they get scuffed, you know. I don't wanna have to be like precious with my bags. I know that the people transporting my bags are not gonna be precious with them. So like, does it make sense to spend like a couple G's on luggage? For me, no. Now granted, that's because I am like but a mere mortal and I fly economy most of the time. Every now and then I'll splurge on like a little business class, first class ticket, but you know, I like to like save my coins and spend them on my actual vacation. So I don't fly like first or business all the time. Like if you're someone that flies private, that's a different story because people are not manhandling your luggage. You've got like white glove, like butler service looking after you, then fine. Luxury luggage makes sense for you. But you and I live very different lives. And so I don't think I'll ever make it that big in life. But if I ever do, catch me with some luxury luggage. But until then, I'll stick with like my little like Samsonite bags that I have. I'm thinking about splurging on some away bags. But again, it's like a big purchase for me because I know they're just gonna get ruined. So overall, those are the items that right now I don't really see myself spending a lot of money on in the luxury world. And I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm sure there's going to be some disagreement. So I definitely want to know which ones you all agree with and which ones you don't agree with. So definitely drop your thoughts down below. And thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, I would love it if you could just like this video. Just give it a little like, give it a little thumbs up down in the corner below. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe to my channel. So that way you can get all my latest content about all things shopping delivered straight to you. Thanks again for watching. My name is Lily and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye everyone.